Top 10 controller players in Fortnite 2020. With Fortnite being one of the most popular games in the world, it's going to be some players who are going to be average, then some who are extremely good and can make a living off of Fortnite. So in today's video, I'll be listing the top 10 controller players in Fortnite of 2020. So make sure you watch the full video and let me know your favorite controller player. So before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe, and if you do, please leave your Epic Games username so you can be entered into a super awesome 50,000 subscriber giveaway. Don't miss out. Coming straight in at number 10 is itsJerian Horrifying. Horrifying is a really good player from England who is also known by his real name Danny. Horrifying is one of the players on the list that grinded really hard on console, daily uploading highlights and montages while in BH, and his grind finally paid off. And he finished nearly top 50 in every Chapter 2 Season 1 Cash Cup, qualified for the Squad FNCS Finals, and came 15th overall in the Grand Finals. And Horrifying also has many more really good placements, such as second in the FNCS Heat 2 times with his duo Astro SMZ. Then Horrifying also joined Overtime EU and is currently a professional player for them. Then another thing that I like about Horrifying and a few more players on the list is that they don't have the fastest and quickest mechanics, but know how to win fights and make smart decisions. And Horrifying also has some really good shotgun aim compared to most controller players that have slow mechanics. Next at number 9 on the list is WavyJacob. Just like Horrifying, WavyJacob is another one of those players who made a name for themselves from putting content out on YouTube. And he currently has over 250,000 subscribers on his channel. Jacob plays top 5 in 7 different solo cash cups, and he also won 3 of the 7 that he placed top 5 in. Then he also finished top 3 every single day of the Winner Royale, including winning the first 2. WavyJacob also won the first solo cash cup in Chapter 2 Season 2, and he also won the FNCS Invitational, then came second in 6 dual cash cups. And he honestly is one of the best controller players on West that doesn't seem like he'll be going anywhere anytime soon. Then on top of that, WavyJacob is different from most controller pros because he doesn't play claw or anything. And WavyJacob recently joined Team Enterprise as a pro player and has over $40,000 in earnings. Then a lot of people think that WavyJacob is one of the most underrated controller pros because NA West doesn't get as much recognition as regions like Europe and NA East. Moving on to number 8 on the list, we have Innocence. Innocence, who recently joined Team Kagana as a pro player, had to be put on the list. Unlike most players on the list who gain popularity from streaming or either uploading highlights, Innocence gained popularity from bot racing and pub stomping and getting really high kill games such as 40 and 30 bombs in solo squad. Inno currently has over 400,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel and was in Ghost Gaming before joining King, and now we'll talk about a few of his placements. He recently placed 3rd in Lachlan's Trio Cup with Tfue and Scope. He placed 1st in the FNCS Week 2 Duos, and 1st in the FNCS Duos Warm-Up, and 1st in the Winner Royale Day 3. So overall, Innocence is a very good team player, but in order to be ranked higher on the list, he would have to have better solo placements. And I honestly can't wait to see what he, Scope, and Tfue has to bring to the table in Season 3, with them already placing 3rd in Lachlan's Trio Cup. And Innocence is another one of those players who is not a creative warrior and doesn't have the fastest playstyle, but knows how to play Fortnite really good. Number 7 on the list, Letshe. Atlantis Leshi finished 2nd overall the first week of FNCS Invitationals and won $10,000 in prize money, and he placed top 5 in multiple dual cash cups, qualified for the FNCS Finals, and was also near the top of every solo event. Leshi also finished 4th and 9th in the Winner Royale. Then Leshi has also placed really well in multiple different tournaments, and he and his trio Benji Fish and Mr. Savage have been placing really good recently. Then they recently won the Champion Trio Cash Cup and the Amar Trios Cup. But Leshi is improving as a team player because one while Leshi was known for placing better in solos, which holds him down on the list, and Letshe also placed 2nd in the first DreamHack event this season. Plus he has some insane mechanics, but if he keeps playing good in the team modes, Leshi might actually go up in the ranking on the list. Next at number 6 on the list is Merking AV. Unlike most of the pros on this list, AV is one of the least popular ones. And he's not one of the guys who edits really fast or flashy, but his placements will do the talking. In Chapter 2 Season 1, AV won the Week 4 Solo Cash Cup and came 3rd in Week 8, 5th in Week 9, and 4th in Week 11. Then in Chapter 2 Season 2, AV placed 27th at DreamHack, 2nd in the Week 1 Cash Cup, 1st in the Week 3 one. Then he and his duo Chap also has a lot of high placements together, and even his trio just placed 2nd in the EMAT GG Cup. So with AV placing very consistently compared to some pros, he deserves to be on the list even though he isn't one of the most famous players. And he's also one of those players' names that you will always see when checking the FNCS leaderboards. And I can't wait to see what AV has to bring this season, and I hope he gets the recognition that he deserves. Moving on to number 5 on the list is CRR and Assault. It was very hard to rank one over each other, so I had to put CRR and Assault at number 5 because we couldn't have left Assault off the list. In Chapter 2 Season 2, He and Mitro placed 1st in the 3rd week of the FNCS qualifiers, 7th in the next week, and 4th in their semi-final heat. On top of that, he won the Duos Cash Cup and placed top 6 in a few solo Cash Cups, and CRS also one of the top tier controller player IGOs, and unlike most players on the list, CRR actually plays exponential instead of linear. And the second player at number 5 is Assault, another player who joined Kagarna with Innocence and placed 2nd in the FNCS solo finals behind Furious and won himself a whopping $50,000. Some of Assault's placements this season is 9th in the EMAD GG Cup and 7th in Lachlan's Cup. So at the moment, Assault is placing very high as usual and doesn't seem like he'll be going anywhere anytime soon. Then just like Innocence, Assault used to be a player for Ghost Gaming until his contract ended. Next at number 4 on the list is Epic World. Epic World is one of those players on this list that's honestly good no matter what he does, because Epic World came 3rd in the World Cup on keyboard and mouse, and he also dominated in squads and started his own mousepad company. But Epic World switched to controller, and here's some of his placements on controller. For duos, he placed 3rd in the FNCS warm-up, 2nd in the first qualifier week 8, in the second one, 1st in the 4th one, and 1st in both of the semifinals East and West. And he was the first player that ever played on both inputs to win a Cash Cup, and to be honest, Epic was just one of the smartest players in the game, but the reason he isn't ranked higher is because he hasn't been on controller full time for a very long time compared to most of the players on the list. And he was a player that we used the Mythic Drum Gun meta in Chapter 2 Season 2, but if he plays very good this season, then he actually might go up on the list, and Epic World also has over $1 million in earnings. Next at number 3 on the list is UnknownxArmy. Even though he switched to keyboard and mouse full time, we can't leave him off the list because of what he did on controller. And Unknown was one of the best box fighters and W keyers, and he also has the best placements from any controller player during Chapter 2. Unknown has also won 5 different solo Cash Cups, and he's an FNCS champion. Then Unknown even won a dual and solo Cash Cup in the same week. And he was the only controller player to qualify for the solo World Cup on NA East. But even though Unknown switched to keyboard and mouse for good this season, I'm pretty sure if he decided to come back to controller, he would still play and plays very well just like he was doing before. Then unlike most controller players, Unknown didn't play on linear, he always used exponential settings. And before they removed Legacy, Unknown was basically a controller god with spamming L2.
I think.
Oh my god, 100! 100 on controller, going on a keyboard. Going up. I'm on height.
Yep.
22. On me, they're stuck, come. I'm getting in. I'm in, 31. 32, 33.
96.
Nice, they're both 1.
I'm boxed. Dead.
Okay. Nice. Cracked. Dead.
Next at number 2 on the list is Wolfiez. Wolfiez has to be placed 2nd because of how consistent he places, and he's not a one-hit wonder. And I say this because Wolfiez plays very well in the World Cup and is still placing very well. Then unlike some of the people who plays good in the World Cup, they're not either getting good placements anymore or stop playing Fortnite, or everyone forgot about them. But this season Wolfiez hasn't been placing in the top 10 in many trio events, but he's still placing very well, because he recently placed 20 in Lachlan's Trio Cup and 24th in Mr. Savage's Cup. But some of Wolfies' placements from Season 2 are 2nd in the FNCS Grand Finals, 2nd in the FNCS Invitationals Week 2, and 3rd in the FNCS Warm-Ups. And he also came 2nd in the World Cup at that. So that proves Wolfies can play very good in both solos and duos, and he's always going to be ranked very high just from his World Cup placement. And it doesn't seem like he'll be going anywhere anytime soon.
Oh my, you bought. Oh. They're fighting on me. Yeah, I'm going around. Sit long, crack. Fight. Yeah, wait, I can get him. Here's a drum gun. Dead. This made this.
And next at number 1 on the list is currently one of the best controller players in the world, and it's Scope. Scope is an actual monster right now in my opinion, and he's a really good W keyer. Then in Season 2's FNCS, him and Tfue plays very well, and he was popping off in the solo events. And here's some of his recent placements. He plays 3rd in the Lachlan's Trio Cup with his trio Tfue and Innocence. He also plays 6th in the FNCS Finals, 4th in the FNCS Week 2, 1st in the FNCS Heat 1 with Tfue, and he also won many platform Cash Cups. So Scope has become popular very fast, and it's only going to keep growing. Then another thing that I like about Scope is how smart that he is in the game. And he also has a very good game sense. Then he is another one of those players that doesn't play too flashy, but still knows how to get kills. Then Scope doesn't even play Claw. so I had to rank him at number 1, and watch one of these videos on the screen and like and subscribe.